Hello, good evening, and welcome. I'm trying different things again tonight. Just can't leave well enough alone. I'm hoping that this is a better setup for you. The audio should be better and clearer, and I might be able to do the looking at the gallery thing a little bit easier than I have been able to in the past, due to the way I'm sharing the screen. Basically, it's all behind the scenes stuff. It shouldn't really affect your viewing pleasure at all. If it does, do let me know. I can see the chat, so I'm keeping up to date with things in there. There doesn't seem to be anybody joining me this evening, or at least not yet. So we'll see. Someone might pop along momentarily or not, but you know, whatever. So it's just going to be me hanging out with you lot in the chat. I don't need that. It makes a little buzzy noise when I talk to myself. But if somebody else pops in, I probably won't hear it now. But we'll find out. I've put up the welcome to everybody that's come in. Oh, look, we've got a Skullfish has arrived. Now I should, if I'd have worked things out properly, I would have been able to do this more easily. But I can still do it like this. Skullfish. So yeah, I'll figure out if this is working now as it should. I should be able to do the actual Skullfish buttons. So I'll play around and get that working for next time, assuming this time works. I believe you can all see and hear me. Do let me know that you can and that there's no issues and problems. Hopefully the audio is also syncing up better. And it should be, you know, clear picture and everything else. So do let me know. Audio, what audio, says Twisted Rail Hobbies. Thank you very much. Yes, that's the sort of thing that I need when I'm trying new things. I need people to tell me that it's not working. But yeah, I can see little bouncy bars that make it think it should be working. But there we go. Ghost Rider says, "Wow, that T-shirt. This is the Wasp. I'll get rid of your comment so you can see it's the Wasp from Ant-Man. I've got an Ant-Man one that's an Ant-Man going smaller as well. I've also got some new shirts delivered today, so there will be new shirts in the near future. So yeah, keep an eye on the wardrobe. The wardrobe department is expanding. Let's see who else is in here. Everyone's saying talking to each other, which is lovely. Athol says, "Blue eyes and audio sounds good up here north of the border." Thank you very much. Trying different things is a euphemism for twerking in a thong. No, you were the one that mentioned twerking. I didn't say that. I said I was tweaking things. So yes, I spelled it correctly and said I was tweaking, which I have been. So yes, but I didn't mention anything about thongs either. That was from your own fevered imagination. Mayhem says, "We can see and hear you. Not sure if that's a good thing. As ever, it never really is. But, you know, it's a thing. But you can decide for yourself whether it's a good thing or not." Shane says, "The audio is very clear." Thank you very much. I've got a new setting that, although I've got a fan on in the background, if I don't say anything, the mic fades away to absolutely nothing. So it's picking it up like it used to, but the artificial intelligence is sort of saying, "No, that we're not going to broadcast that." So hopefully that's going to keep working forever. Lewis says, "What's Ant-Man?" Yeah, Lewis needs a severe course of modern pop culture references, or a kick. But yeah, as Mayhem says, it's a Marvel comic and movie. Yeah, never seen it. What a shock! We're all just, we can't believe that. That's, yeah, we never would have guessed that. But yeah. So how are you all? How are you all been doing? Is everything going well for you all? I shall. But we'll start off. We're doing an old favourite we haven't done for a long time. We'll do Time and Telly tonight. So yeah, what have you been watching on telly? And what time zone are you in? What's the current time in your locale? Here it is 4 minutes past 8 in the evening time. And yeah, I've been watching. What have I been watching? I'm actually halfway through. I put a film on earlier and then didn't realise what time it was, so I had to stop it. I put on 2012, the disaster movie type thing, and to be honest, it stands up quite well. It's obviously, you know, a few years old. I don't think it came out in 2012. I think it came out before that. But the effects stand up really well. The visuals, it looks good. I'm sort of 2/3 of the way through it. I'll finish it off once I finish this stream, or I can just sit here and watch it now if it will help. I'll finish it afterwards. So yeah, let me know where you are, what you're watching. As ever, join the group. Oh, I didn't press that button. No, wait a minute. Let's press that button and press that button there. Join the Gross group on Facebook. I've got a button for that. There should be a button for that make it come up in the chat as well. There we go. And then I'll be showing off some pictures from there, assuming the buttons work to do that as well. So it should do. But yeah, as ever, I have a Patreon page where you're more than welcome to come along and I'll put the thing in there as well. Come along and join my ever-growing gang of supporters to help me, you know, finance things basically. So that's there for you. And as is, the merchandise shop is back open again now. Grossmerch.co.uk, where you can get your own Gross Models, hoodies, t-shirts, mugs and stuff. And again, I get a little bit of kickback from that when they get sold, so it helps me turn the lights on and get new software and stuff and things. And everything can be found at grossmodels.uk, my home away from home that I keep forgetting to put things on, but I will put some stories and posts and things on there from time to time. So that's that. I'm just going to say I've got my email address put down in the corner, but it's so far down in the corner, it's underneath that ticker. Let me just move it. I can move it because I can play with things now. Look, I can do stuff. I'll move it up a bit. There we go. You still can't really read it very well, but it's there. You'll know it anyway. You can find it if you need it. It's chris@grossmodels.uk. So that's that. Let me pop back along to see who's doing what where. Athol says, for every new t-shirt you have to use the same as dusters. Same as? I'm not sure what that means. No. Mayhem wants to kick Lewis. I don't know why. But is it just because he hasn't seen films? That's not really a good enough excuse to kick him. Yeah, but I mean, take the mick, but it doesn't deserve banning for that. But yeah. I was up your way today, Andy, and I still missed. You still missed. I don't know what that was. There we go. Intoxins here. Evening all. Good evening. Time now. Telly been watching Ghosts. Is that a series? Is it just called Ghosts? Is it, or is there more? Let me know if there's more happening behind that. Mayhem says it's 2004 and he's been watching The Chef Show on Netflix. Is that about cooking? I assume it's not Chef with Lenny Henry. That's different, isn't it? Yeah. Shane has been talking to my wife, which is fair enough. Lovely. Dan says 2:04 p.m. here. Good afternoon. Mainly been watching YouTube stuff lately. What you been watching? Is it just me? Have you just get me on repeat? I don't think you have. I hope you haven't, because that's just a bit creepy. But yeah, let us know what you've been watching. If there's anything worth watching, or yeah. Mayhem says, was that you? It was that why no one was in town today? You and your bad driving. Town's been quiet all week. My town been quiet this week, but I don't know. Ian says it's 12:05 and he's watching me. It's 12:08. 20:08 now. Yeah. The time is now, and I watched Stargirl on Netflix, and now I want a big, massive robotic armor thingy revs like a car. Yes, I watched Stargirl. I watch all the DC stuff because I quite enjoy it, and it all sort of links together. Whereas Stargirl doesn't quite yet, but I think it probably will in the future. But yeah, she's got that companion giant robot transformery thing. But yeah, quite cool. Graham, current time is 21:05, so it's an hour in the future. Watching Jack Ryan season 1, it's pretty good. I don't remember if I started watching Jack Ryan. I know there was a prequel film sort of thing, but I couldn't get into. But yeah, I might have to give the season a watch at some point when I get around to it. Athol says it's 8:06 and it's as dark as hell. It's very dark. Yeah, it's got dark quick. The last few days, the darkness has really come in very quick. And this morning was dark when I went to work. I mean, it wasn't actually dark, but it was just very overcast and not very pleasant. So yeah. Twisted Rail says, time now, telly. What's a telly? It doesn't have to be a telly. You can be watching it on, say, YouTube or computer or something. But if you're watching a series or a film or something, then let us know. Shane says it's 8:05, watching CW modelling diorama builds for inspiration. I don't know CW modelling is, but yeah, diorama builds. Anything you watch for inspiration is always worthwhile, because sometimes you don't know what to do and you just need a kick to do it. So yeah. Trucker says it's a comedy series on BBC One. Oh, right, thank you. And Mayhem says it's about cooking and it's really awesome. Just don't watch it on an empty stomach. Yeah, is it Man vs Food, the series that I don't think it's still running, but all the food looks really nice, but then they give you stupid massive portions of it that put me off. It's like, I know I'm not going to enjoy eating that. A quarter of the size or whatever. I like a lot of food, but not that much food. When it starts to be a challenge to eat finish it off, then it's not enjoyable anymore. So yeah, I'd like it more if it was smaller portions. Dan says Stargirl's on Netflix. I've been waiting for the season's end to binge it. I think it's Netflix. I've watched it on something. Yeah, it's around somewhere. I might have bought it. I don't remember. But it's around somewhere. Athel says, for every new t-shirt, an old one has to be used as a duster. That's not the case here. No. I occasionally get rid of old shirts and things, but I generally just build up the collection of them. Dan says, my YouTube stuff is all over the map. Model building, electronics, making. Some music vids. Recently got into the HU. I really love that band. I don't know them. I don't really do music. I like a few things on YouTube, but they're more entertainment shows rather than, music or anything like that. So, but it's all good. Everybody watching anything is always interesting. Phil's here, Foreign Zone Modelling. Evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome. Beyond Hope says Stargirl is on Amazon Prime, same as The Boys. Right, yep, that's where I've obviously seen it then. Twisted Rail has been watching BBQ Pit Boys on YouTube. Entertaining and hilarious way to watch barbecue tutorials. Yeah, I mean, again, you'd have to eat before you watch it, because otherwise you'd just be sitting there thinking, oh, barbecues, and yeah, but no. Shane saying hello to Phil. Big Al's here saying awesome videos, man. Is that mine or something you've been watching, or I don't know? But if it's mine, then thank you very much. Welcome to the stream, because I haven't seen you there before. But yeah, come along and join in. Let's see. Athol says chili beef and rice for dinner tonight. Back of my throat still burning. Where's my prune juice? I don't like prune juice, but chili beef and rice sounds pleasant. Although that's probably not a good thing for having a burning throat. I'm still working my way through some nice brandy, and I've got some Coke over there as well. So that keeps me going. Big Al says my videos. Thank you very much. Then I hope to entertain and give people something to watch, and with the live stream, something to hang around and chat with other people in as well. So yeah, welcome. How did you find me? That's the interesting thing. That might help me. How did you find my videos? Was you just going through YouTube, or are you in the Model Maker Boom Hut, or let me know how you found us. Twisted Rail says, if chat couldn't get weird enough, Front-End Modelling shows up. Yeah, he always does. Mayhem says hello to Big Al. And Sarah Jane tells Athol milk is best. That's for when you've had too much spicy food, isn't it? It's not just the general, I've got a sore throat, let's try milk. But Phil says prune juice a warrior's drink. It probably is. It probably should be. So yes, that was that. It's not been long into the show, but nobody's joined me yet. So if you are a member of the Gross Group and you want to come along and join in, you've got the link. And if you're one of my lovely patrons, you're always welcome to join as well. You've got the link as well. So if you want to come along and join in with me. Give me someone to talk to, something to bounce off of. But yeah. Let's see. Big Al gives us the information that I've been asking for. Model making is a hobby of mine, so I watch video tutorials often. Cool. So I've obviously popped up on your timeline, which is always pleasant. Beyond Hope says Chris's videos are better when he has family in the audience in his room heckling him. Check out his attempt at diamond art. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It doesn't happen very often that I have a live studio audience, but yeah. If you're obviously seen some of the videos, but if you're new to the channel, every Thursday I do this sort of hanging around talking to you lot. On Wednesdays, I do what I've called midweek makings, where I actually do some stuff at the bench, because most of my time is just talking to people, talking to the camera. But I cycle my way through different projects. Some of them more traditional model making, some of them a little bit different. I've started doing some of the diamond art, little dotty things. I've got one video of that, or a couple of videos of that up now. I've done some of the metal earth, like photo etch folding type things. Yesterday did some origami. All the videos of which are obviously back in the playlist, but yeah, I occasionally have a live studio audience where I get heckled and violently assaulted, actually, comes sometimes, but yeah. Athel says, the milkman never came today, then it's prune juice, so clean out tomorrow. What a lovely image to leave us with. Thank you very much. Mayhem says, if Mike is dad, is Phil granddad? I don't know. Is Phil older than Mike? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know any. All of you could be, really old or really young or anything in between. I've got no way of knowing. Ghost Rider says, YouTube recommendation was how I discovered your channel. It does work then. People are discovering my channel every day. I get a 2 or 3 subscribers most days, which is lovely. I love the fact that my channel is growing, but knowing how it grows is useful. If it's all YouTube recommendations, I've got nothing I can do to influence that one way or the other. But if you're finding me through Facebook or posts, or when I remember a post on Instagram, stuff like that, then if I do that more, it might help me find more people, but it probably won't. So Surprised he doesn't have his studio audience on tonight, says Twisted Route. Very rare do I have the audience. But, my condolences, says Twisted Route. It's a nice thing to find my channel and then learn to love and support me. Spid's in the chat. Hey, everybody. Hope you're all spiffing and free of unpleasant ailments. Mostly, yeah. I think there's a couple of sore throats in the house, but apart from that, everybody seems to be all right. Spid is stuffing his face currently, but shall join soon, as I have done. You mean when you're finished eating, you're going to come on the stream, is what you mean, I think. Yes. Give me a shout when you do, because I might not hear you, because I've not got my earpiece in, because I'm not talking to myself in the earpiece. That's just a bit crazy. But, yeah, obviously, more than welcome. You can join while you're eating as well, if you like. I don't know. Don't mind. Athel says, at my age, nothing is set in coal. Okay. Don't want to set fire to things. Dan says, I heard about you from a fox. The devious little animal often brings chaos. Chaos and stavity. He's well known for chaos and stavity. Yes, the model making guru, Fox, has graciously been teaching me about the glories of YouTube for the past 3 years now, as he sort of induced me into it. But yeah, I like to think I'm learning slowly and getting there. So yeah. Twisted Route, asking Spid if he didn't burn it this time. It didn't say it was chicken, did he? He didn't. He just said he's stuffing his face. It could be anything. It could be something that he hasn't been able to burn. I don't know. Apparently, only slightly. Graham found my channel through the X-Wing build. I'm still enjoying it. Yes, another video from the X-Wing went live this morning. And tomorrow we have issue 50. Tomorrow morning, issue 50 goes live, which is halfway. Then Saturday morning, I've got a special look back at the 50 issues video. Just another short one. But yeah, that will be interesting to see people's remarks and comments on that. How would you like the new sort of camera setup? I've moved. My bench behind me that's full of stuff used to be where I do all the filming for the normal videos. Live streaming, obviously, I'm here, or at the bench just here, because it's here and easy. But I've just upgraded my camera, so I can film in better quality here than I can over there now. But the angle's different and everything. It needs a little bit of tweaking. But the X-Wing series, I did the last five videos using this setup, and obviously filmed them all before I got any feedback on them at all. So I do have to tweak the audio a little bit. That's something I need to play around with. I think the focus needs some work. But do let me know how you're enjoying that, or if you're enjoying that. If you hate it and have gone, then you can't tell me. But yeah. Mayhem went shopping last night, apparently. Got food, just not insane food. Yeah, it's always good to get some food, but insane food can always be fun as well. Hope says, was that the lesser spotted fox that often denies he wears a baseball cap? He does often wear a baseball cap. Apparently, it's a pilot's cap, but it looks a lot like a baseball cap to me. I don't think I'll be able to pick up one or the other in a lineup. I think they'd both be exactly the same to me. Retro Rabbit started watching Fox, then E-Models, then me, then Ted. That's good, because I think Ted's been around longer than all of us. Ted started off in YouTube before YouTube started, but yes, if you are unaware, me, Ted, Fox, and Colin do the Monday night E-Models show over on the E-Models UK channel. E-Models, your one-stop shop for all your model making needs. emodels.co.uk. They're not going to pay me for anything, but you know. Yes, so have a look at that. That's a Monday night thing. Tuesday night, I have the night off. Wednesday, I do the midweek makings. Thursday, I do this. Friday and Saturday, I don't generally do any filming, or do filming of partworks and things that might have turned up. Sunday, every other week, I tend to do the Warhamster late show after everyone else has streamed throughout the day. This week, I think it's meant to be me and Ted. Ted's been on holiday for a couple of weeks, so the schedule's been a bit messed up. But I shall be contacting Ted over the next few days and finding out if he wants to do the super team up. What have I got bleeped at me? Oh, a comment on my post. Right. yes, I'll be contacting Ted to see. It's probably going to be the two of us, I would expect. If not, then it might be me or it might be Ted, but we'll let you know when we know. But Sarah Jane says, at my age, I can't remember what coal is. Lewis, the model making trucker, found my channel through eModels, emodels.co.uk. Mayhem found me through Fox because of the 144 RG Zaku. Oh, that's quite cool. Yeah, that was an eModels build. Yeah, I should get back and do the eModels. I've got the motor wagon sitting under the bench here, ready to pile into and do some more of. I will get back to it at some point. My basic model making mojo seems to have disappeared since lockdown, really. So it's been 6 months before I've done any proper modelling. I'm still around doing the streams and the non-model making modelling, the midweek things. But yeah, I just don't really feel it at the moment, so I'm sure it'll come back at some point. But you can't force it. When your mojo goes, you can't force it. You just have to wait and it'll come back or not, as the case may be. Quano says, I thought Spid was like a dragon. He only eats charcoal, possibly made from chickens. He's killed with a flamethrower. Dan says, indeed it is. He who builds all Falcon models within 6 episodes. Yes, there was never going to be an episode 7 of the Falcon build. It's well known for doing Falcons in 6 episodes, even if it's only the cockpit, but some of it will be built at some point. It wasn't 6 episodes, it was more like 12, but I bet it ended on episode 6. There might have been a 5.3 and 5.7, but he ended on 6, as he said he was going to. Jamie's here. Hi, everyone. Good evening, Jamie. Welcome. Just because he did a 5.1 does not mean it's a 6 episode set. No, but he said he would finish with episode 6. So, yeah. Ted started on YouTube when it was still black and white. Yeah, when he had pictures that you just had to hold up in front of a camera and change them from time to time. Ted has first-hand knowledge of the details of the iceberg that the Titanic hit. Quite possibly, yep. He denies all knowledge that he was steering it at the time, but yeah. Dan says, I saw that Stargirl isn't included on Prime in the US. I'm going to have to try my VPN later, set it to the UK, see if I can watch it. I don't know if it was free on Prime or if I bought it on Prime, but, you know, I do tend to pick up those and have them to keep in my library. Sarah Jane says, luckily, I still haven't found Chrissy's channel. Graham says, the halfway point, new camera is excellent. Honestly, video on your channel has never been a problem. Thank you very much. I do like to try and keep up with things. Apart from the very first starting when I was setting up and getting everything ready, watch my first video. It's quite amusing to. It's not good. I do now try and do all my filming. Apart from tonight, I do try and do all my filming in 4K. It takes longer to edit and render and sort it all out, but the end result for those that can watch in 4K is that much better. And it's sort of, I see it as future-proofing my channel a little bit, because you watch a lot of older channels and the video quality is really rubbish, because it was fine then, but now obviously qualities have gone up and everything else. So I figure if I can film, if I'm capable of filming in 4K, I may as well. Half the people probably don't see it in 4K, but in the future, if you come back and watch one of my videos, then it shouldn't look too bad. It'll look bad because it's me doing it. But the quality shouldn't be, but the video quality should be acceptable. That's what I meant. Trucker says, what's a Zaku? Yeah, we just need to teach you about everything. Athel says, Ted's been looking for the one and only tree on Orkney. There aren't any trees on Orkney. No. They were, but they sank. Beyond Hope says, can't say I was impressed with Stargirl. Too much teens for my liking. Thoroughly enjoying The Boys. Last week with the attack sausage was hilarious. Now, The Boys, I watched the first couple of episodes of and didn't enjoy it. I just couldn't get into it. It was all right, but it was a bit too gratuitous for me, I think. But, yeah. We're joined. Spid seems to have finished eating, so he's returned.
Hello. Let me know, people, everybody, if the noise in the 3D printer is currently singing to me. I don't know if it's coming across as. Can you hear that or?
I've got no idea. Mayhem's telling Lewis not to. Yeah.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like freaking everyone out with the noise or anything, because it sounds
It all
quite
seems to
loud
be.
from where
I
I'm.
can't hear anything other than you
Oh, that's good.
like that.
That's
So
good.
hopefully it'll be okay. But I
Fine.
can't hear very well anyway. I'm old, so I'm sure younger ears in the audience will tell us if there's a problem.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Yeah, Jamie, Mayhem, everyone's same here. Chris, E-models, says Shane. Yeah, that's a lot of people found me through E-models, which is always good. Speed says, I'll let you read it because be better coming out of your voice.
I said, how very dare you? I do not use a flamethrower. The taste of napalm, you can't get it off the chicken if you use a flamethrower, you see. So for that reason, I like to use a pan that you can boil it
Melt
down
things in and
so
leave
it
them cooking
becomes
for a
part of
fortnight.
the pan. And you slowly build up the thickness of the pan, you see, that way. And then eventually you can save the pan as a snacking kind of portable pot. That's the plan.
That's the reason, is it? Okay, we believe you. It's fine. Phil Lewis says, I found your channel surprisingly tame considering what I was searching for. Yeah, the title, my channel, might not be terribly apt anymore because I haven't done any 144 modelling for a little while. But yeah, it was original. I came up with it and it just sort of stuck, so I can't change it now.
Yeah, it has been a while since you've done a 144 scale, isn't it?
It has been a while since I've done any modelling at all, to be honest. But yes, I keep meaning to, and I've got a big pile of stuff. There's a big.
Yeah, I know you've still got the E-models Benz thing ongoing, haven't you?
Yeah, the motor wagon car thing is still sitting under there. I can see over there a big plane that Paul got me ages ago that I haven't built yet. The Antonov merger thing.
I was going to say, what you want to do is build a 144th Antonov. So there you go, perfect.
It's there. The box stands about so tall. It's
yeah,
huge,
I mean, even at 144 scale, it's going to be, the thing's going to be enormous, isn't it?
I think it's like 2 foot long or something. But yeah,
crazy.
Let's see. Speed says popping in now. I've just caught up with that, and he's just popped in. So here he is. Yeah. Mario here says, I think that's hello from Bolivia, probably. So I don't speak
would guess it is,
anything other than English, and I'll do that badly. So welcome.
Hello, Mario from Bolivia.
Dan has got a couple of new models to fit a theme that jumped out at me, starting with a Thunder Model 135th British Scammell Pioneer artillery tractor, planning to build it in a Fallout theme. That'd be very interesting. That'd be cool. We'll keep an eye on that. Athel says, Zangfire, this is Thursday. Why is Model Making Trucker here? He should be asleep. And then Nat turns up and says, evening, Chris and Speed and everyone else.
Good evening, Nat. Yes, that's a good
Lewis says, hello, Nat. And then she shouts at him, which is fair, because he should be asleep, apparently. Shane says it's a slight beeping in the background, but not annoying in any way.
Oh, good. As long as it just feels, it sounds really loud in the room, so I didn't know if it was going to come across as loud on the thing, but that's good.
I can't hear it at all. I can't hear anything, but that's good. It's fine. Let's see. Portable pot or smelting pot. They're interchangeable. You can use either for either. It's fine.
Why not both? Why not both?
Shout out louder.
Ooh, full name.
Mayhem slaps him. Graham says he's getting a bit of feedback, but otherwise all good.
Jolly good. Good evening, Graham.
Phil says, Chris, do you have the 144 2001 Discovery XD1? No, I don't. I've seen it. That's the one that's like 4 foot long or something. It's got nothing to it. It's really, really thin. And it's got like a ball either end or something. It's the big spaceshipy thing. But no, I've seen it, but I haven't got it. And I haven't got anywhere to keep it. So, no.
Discovery, which one's
Lewis
that
says
one?
new job.
New. I know you got a new truck, Lewis, but are you working for
the same job,
company?
but just a different truck. But if you want me to go, I'm not saying anything. I'm not going to ban you, but you know.
Is it just a new route or an actual new job?
We'll find out eventually, maybe, if he hasn't gone to bed. Is it the Black Cauldron from the Disney film? Black Cauldron? You mean the Black Hole? That was the I can't remember what it was called, but the
That's
Black
the
Hole was
Cygnus.
Disney. That was quite good. Quenoman says hi, Nat, and Nat says
Hi, Chrono.
Hi, Nat. Yeah, isn't it the Cygnus, the black hole one?
I don't know. Disney's The Black Hole. I have watched and quite enjoyed. I watched it back in the day.
Sure, it is.
Obviously.
Somebody in the
I
chat
rewatched it again last month, and thought it's a bit rubbish, but it's still all right.
I think it's quite good, and I still like the ending. The ending's still a bit not sure what's going on there with Maximilian and the eyes. Oh, that's amazing. Have you got that's Bob, isn't it? That one.
That's Vincent.
No, that's Vincent. The other one's
That's
Bob.
Vincent. Bob's the old one that's all beat up and knackered.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I would love a kit of both of those, and Maximilian.
I only ever had that one. I think I don't know. Lewis says it's a new company. There we go.
Ah.
Lewis also says that's my jumper.
Oh,
Mine are all buried and it's pretty cold.
I'm not wearing a jumper. That's your
It's
dog
very-
as well, but you know.
It's buried all my jumpers, so it's like freezing cold. It's like, right, this will do. And I hope you would notice I've got one similar colour.
well, that's marriage for you, Lewis. What's yours is yours, and what's yours is Nat's.
Absolutely.
Or what's yours is Nat's, and what's hers is hers, or something like that.
So,
Well, mine-
good evening, Nat. How's
Yeah.
things?
Yeah, not too bad. Not achieved much this week, so got a little bit of filming done, but hopefully a bit more productive next week.
Yeah, it comes and goes, but yeah.
Oh, yes.
Dan says The Black Hole is a sci-fi movie with a Cygnus. That was the name of the ship.
Cygnus.
Yep. Vincent, Max,
Yeah.
etc. Don't know about Max.
I thought
Max,
it
oh,
was
it's Maximilian. Yeah. Bob. And yeah.
That's not bad considering it's years since I've watched it.
Yeah.
I've actually never heard of it.
Dan,
But then you've not watched Star Wars, have you? I mean, come on. It's,
I think
Oh,
Nat might have, but
It-
Lewis hasn't.
I'm just thinking Black Cauldron. Now he said the animated movie. It
Black
might
Cauldron's the
rings a
animated
bell,
one. That's
actually.
different.
Oh,
That's
it's
the one that
Disney
involves a
movie
cauldron.
called Black Cauldron.
The black hole is about a spaceship and a black hole and stuff.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah, the Black Hole is it's a Disney space movie around about the time of Star Wars.
It was 1979. So it's a
Was
couple of
it?
years after Star Wars.
Just after Star Wars, wasn't it? Because I think it was trying to kind of jump in on this.
The one thing about watching it is
it's oddly though, it's kind of darker considering it's Disney.
it's quite dark. Yes. The effects in that hold up relatively well. The storytelling doesn't. There's a lot that's sort of. The one particular bit is like they come onto the spaceship and there's a door opens over there and they walk over to the door, and then the door closes and then eventually the scene changes. It's like that was like a minute long segment that could have been 5 seconds and didn't really need to happen at all.
Yeah,
But
there
it's sort
were
of how
some,
movies used to be.
there were some kind of draggy moments in it, but I mean, I remember as a kid being absolutely horrified when Maximilian popped up the spinny blades
Oh, the
and
spinach. Yeah.
sliced Anthony Perkins to bits. And I mean, obviously, it didn't show him get sliced to bits, but it showed him cutting through the files that he was holding in front of him. And I remember at the time thinking, "Whoa, that's a bit." Ooh. I mean, if they did it now, it would show like blood spraying everywhere and everything
Oh,
else.
absolutely, yeah. Malcolm says, "Good evening, everyone."
Good evening, Malcolm.
Evening, Malcolm.
Beyond Hope is asking if you started your 40k tank yet, Nat.
I've started it. I've got one.
Just opening the
one
box
done.
doesn't count as starting it, you know.
I've got one section done and a set of tracks, and I've started cutting it out the second bit, but I've got to go back to the first bit because I didn't realise on the track there's a bit where you've got to sort of cut into the middle,
All right.
and I've not done that bit, so it's slowly getting done.
That's definitely started, yeah.
You've started. That's good. That's good. You've done more modelling than I have for months.
Pretty
So
much, yeah.
that's perfectly good.
Dan's got models for Vincent and Maximilian. They're really nice kits. He
They're
says, "I've
really,
finished Max.
really hard to find now, though.
Want to plan out the electronics for Vincent? That'd be interesting, yeah.
Is there a Maximilian one? I thought there was only a Vincent and a Bob.
Apparently, the Maximilian one. He's done it, so he's finished it. So there must be one because he's done it.
See, now if Hachette did a half scale Maximilian with pop out blades and and all that, I'd be all over that. That'd be fantastic.
Lewis has got a Star Trek Slave 1 in 144.
Yeah, he's
Close.
officially won the
Very close, but
won
not
the
quite
war on
close
that
enough,
one.
but yeah. I want to see you paint it and look at exactly like the
He's
film.
got to watch Star Wars now, though, to get painting references. He's got no excuses now.
This
Although technically
to him.
he's got to watch Empire.
Well, technically, yeah, but
Watching Star Wars
you've got to watch all. If you're going to watch one, you've got to watch all three of the
at least three
official Star Wars movies, and then the following three slightly less official but still pretty good movies that ignore the first three unofficial ones.
No, you can.
Which one? Which ones are them ones?
Episodes 1, 2, and 3, which are the unofficial ones, which don't exist.
They're not. They are official films,
the
and they're
original
all very
ones,
good. You'd
4,
watch
5, and 6.
Sit down as a family and watch all of them, 1 through 9. You'll enjoy them.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Although Rogue One is a must see. You've got to watch that.
Yeah, that's 3.8.
Yeah.
So you have to watch that, and Solo you should watch as well, which is like 3.1.
Yeah, Solo's quite good, but you can kind of watch that as a complete standalone, can't you?
Get a month of Disney Plus and just sit in front of the telly and binge watch all the Star Wars stuff.
Just binge watch the whole lot.
I would, but all we would watch constantly then is Frozen.
Well, that's fine. You can watch that as well. I think Frozen 2's on there now as well.
Thanks,
Get
Chris.
kids up, put them all in front of the TV, order a takeaway, and just sit there the whole Saturday and binge watch the lot, all of them. Sorted.
Ray's in. Good evening, Ray.
Hi, Ray.
Evening, Ray.
Lewis is asking about Star Wars. Yeah, but just watch it all.
Is that a Ford GT40 in your picture, Ray?
Is that? I don't know.
Oh no, it's not. No, it's all right. I couldn't quite see it.
Dan says there were models for Max, Vincent, and the Cygnus. They didn't make a Bob that I've been aware of. You could sort of scratch build yourself one for a Vincent, although the body
I
is
thought there was a Bob and a
shape.
Vincent.
Yeah, but the body's different shape and stuff. So
Is kind of stepped as well as
it's
Beetle.
different.
But Vincent's got the dome, hasn't he?
I have. Well, they've got similar, but I've seen a Cygnus that someone's 3D printed, and that's lovely.
I could have sworn that I've seen an old is it Monogram or something? It's an old kit manufacturer. I could have sworn they did a Vincent and a Bob.
I don't know, did it? But it
I've
was
not
basically
seen
a
that.
giant greenhouse, wasn't it?
So
Lewis
I wonder
says you're
what
just going to do
scale
it
is
as something
the
else.
Cygnus,
No, you're not.
because that as a ship would have been enormous.
Should Lewis actually be asleep at the moment?
No.
Oh, he shouldn't be. Okay, I won't ban him then. It's fine.
No, the only thing is with this new job is it's more normal sleep pattern. So it's like he literally finished at 7 o'clock, but he won't start till about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Okay,
So he'd
but
actually
he's not
start
at
him
home
later.
though. You have kicked him out.
No, he's out.
Ah,
So you
Not
get the
till
best of
tomorrow.
both worlds, really.
so you've allowed him a slightly later bedtime because he doesn't have to get up so early.
Yep.
That's very kind of you.
As long as he's bright and perky, because the best thing now is he actually comes home tomorrow instead of Saturday. So he's got
Sorry.
all day Saturday and Sunday with the kids now.
Did he
Oh,
not
yeah.
do one on the Saturday on the previous one? I thought
He did, but
I thought it was home the whole weekend.
well, no, with his old company, he came home like Saturday at some point. He had Sunday, Monday off. But with this new company, he just does Monday to Friday.
Oh, that's
So-
good.
So as long as he's bright eyed and bushy tailed for Saturday, he's got a busy weekend planned.
Being off the weekend as well. So yeah, excellent. Very good.
Dan says there are action figures of all the characters, and Bob was an older model. He had a different shape.
Yes. Yeah.
Lewis is excited that he's not going to get banned. I still can. I
Chris
still
can.
don't have to. Doesn't mean it's how I
That's
can't.
just asking. That's just asking for it, that isn't it?
Oh yes.
Ray says it's a Ferrari.
Ferrari. Is it your own Ferrari?
Right, I'm going to see if I can press a button and make the gallery sort of thing appear. Now, if I press this button correctly, I think it will just appear where I am, and then I'll have to move the pictures around a bit. But yeah, that's the way it works. Okay, so I can do that, and then I can do
Okay.
that.
Oh,
Ooh.
There we go. That's the way to do
Switch.
it. I mean, you can't see me anymore, but you don't want to see me anyway. That's fine.
so because you've done this, I can't sit here like picking my nose out because people can see me.
Oh, it's all lovely. Someone time him out, says Mayhem anyway, but no, we won't do that. Right, this is Ross and his, I don't know, is that the same thing you've got, Nat?
No, I think it's the next one up. Right now.
I don't know.
Well,
I know it's not a
honestly
Baneblade, it's
couldn't
smaller
tell
than
you.
that, but I don't know which one it is.
He did tell me, and it's a good job he's not here now to witness me forgetting it.
Ray says it's not his car, but he wishes it was. Yes, so Ross has got pictures of all different sizes. I think he's done a whole army type thing in the same colour scheme. And they're all looking good.
It is.
It's the Firefly, says Lewis. I don't know why. What?
What?
I don't know. We could
Go to bed,
we can just
Lewis.
ignore him. Mike was telling us that there's the Robocop part work on trial in France. I know Spid was a little bit interested in that. I'm not sure about it myself. It doesn't jump out at me as being a thing that I want to have kicking around.
I'd like to know what size that's going to be.
Yeah, it doesn't really say. Someone did have the helmet assembled next to something, but I don't know.
I'm thinking if it's the same size as the Iron Man, it'd be really good. But if it's bigger or
the Iron Man's a third scale when it eventually comes out, isn't it?
Because if it's the same size, because I do want the Iron Man one, and if that's the same size, they'd look really good side by side.
Yeah, that'd be quite good. But I don't think it's going to be as flexible as the Iron Man one. The Iron Man one's meant to be very, very posable.
Well, hopefully it's going to have things like the articulated leg panel for the gun and everything.
Yeah, it'd have to have something. Yeah. More pictures of this. Aggressive bulldozer, someone said. Who said that? Dan said it's a very aggressive bulldozer. Yes. Nice. Through that. Emma Jane. Tim's sorting out his stash. I'm eyeing up a couple of kits that I could help him store in my equally big stash. Yeah, there's a lot of the kits the same there, though. I think you should have to share them out then. If he's got two of the same, then you should have one of them. That's about right.
Wow.
Lewis says that Robocop looks good. Dan says, I've been looking for info on the Robocop. It's not easy to find details. No, well, it's a trial run in France at the moment. So there's not really any details, and they never tell you that it's a trial run anyway. So, yeah. At some point, it might be a trial run here, and then eventually they might bring it out. But, yeah. Frank and his car. I can't tell you any more than that. It's a car. It looks Porsche sort of shape, but I don't know. I'm guessing.
An Audi, maybe, is it?
I don't know. He might tell us. He might not. Could go there one way or the other.
It looks a bit Audi R8-ish, I think.
Don't know. Can't tell from that one either. Or that one.
I love that garage backdrop.
I do like that. He uses that for all his car things.
It's brilliant.
It really drives home the scale of things. It's an Audi R8, says Lewis.
Oh, there we go.
I thought Lewis only did boats.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, has he Facebooked it or is he guessing?
On that particular point, a little bugbear about, in different parts of the country, things are pronounced differently and they have different names for things like in Yorkshire, a bread cake is a bread cake correctly. And in other parts of the country, people call them the wrong name. But up here, everybody pretty much cannot pronounce Audi. They all say Audi.
No, it's Audi.
It's Audi.
And I mean, a German person has actually said to me, no, it's Audi. It is pronounced out. Even German people pronounce it Audi. But everyone, they're really popular up here. 4-wheel drives and big Audis for some reason. But everyone says Audi, and it really niggles at me. It's just like, it's wrong.
Are you sure they're not talking about the shop?
Ooh.
Lewis says he used to valet Audis, so that's how
he did, didn't he? Yeah.
Steve, not quite payday treat. Where did I leave my razor saw? Because it's obviously not going to end up looking like that.
No.
Yeah.
That's
I do
cool.
like the look of that as it is, though. It looks quite cool.
Yeah, it's
It's
a
a
bit,
little bit
sort of ornithopterish, isn't it? It's very cool.
Coming soon, them. I don't know. It sounds like it's something I should know, but I don't know if I do. It
Is
sounds
that
like
a
a sort
rib
of 60s
cage
film.
or?
I was just thinking, is that dinosaur ribcage or something to go with it?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. We'll have to wait because it's coming soon. This is me. That was last night. Yes, the origami night. It's a Star Wars thing and some lightsabers, which I built wrong and then got told how to do it properly by somebody in the chat.
How on earth could you possibly build those wrong, Chris?
Well, the instructions were you go and watch the video. Watch last night's video and you'll find out. The instructions were very unclear.
Interestingly, the triangular one, the Darth Maul one, is technically screen accurate to the original lightsabers as used by Obi-Wan and Darth, because they were a triangular thing with that 3M Lumi Bright Scotch stuff.
Really?
Reflective.
I thought they were circular.
No, they were triangular, and
right.
they had that highly reflective stuff on. And when they rejigged them all, they digitized it all anyway. But originally, to get that effect, they've got a handle with a motor inside them, and the wires ran down the sleeves of the characters like Obi-Wan's and whatnot, and they're revolved. And that stuff, the stuff they used, I can't remember the exact name, but it's the most reflective stuff in the whole world.
Oh,
so
right,
it gives a glowing effect. So because it was triangular, you got that sort of.
I knew they rotated, but I didn't know they were triangular.
But yeah.
The other one is actually triangular as well, although it started to unfold a little bit in the picture.
Ah, right. I thought that one was square for some reason.
Yeah. Lewis is asking, what are they? I'm not going to know.
It's a Klingon bat'leth.
That's it. That was the last picture from the thing. So I shall bring myself back here and I'll put us back on the equal footing. So, yes. Yeah, Dan says, yes, rotating blades with the power cords going down their sleeves.
Ah.
Yes.
There was some talk. Dan said, I think an Ed 209 part work kit would be fantastic. Wouldn't object to a cane from Robocop 2. I have no memories of Robocop 2.
The film was rubbish, but the cane robot was really, really good.
Was it different?
The problem is, I don't think anyone's ever kitted it. It's never been made into any kind of kit or even collectible statue.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've got the films on DVD on the shelf over there, as well as
the
the series.
It'd be a really complex one. There are some good 3D prints of Ed 209 though. I've seen quite a few on their 3D print groups.
Dan says, "Them" is the giant ant movie from the 50s. I knew it was a film. I was thinking 60s, but 50s works as well.
So is that a giant ant rib cage?
It might. I don't think ants have rib cages.
I mean, they don't have rib cages, do they? Unless these do, because they're giant ones.
No, I think it's probably an elk or something that they've eaten. But yeah. Colin's about quality factoid spin, he says.
Thank you very much. Hi, Colin.
And that's from the factoid master. That is, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Death of the Week, and
he says, I've been watching along in stealth mode.
Thoroughly enjoyed your bubble car build, Colin. Very, very good. I liked that a lot.
Head crunching sound on the Attack of the Secret Meeting. I don't remember it.
Is this in the Ant movie? I'm going to have to try and find that and watch it now. I like the sound of it. I always like the scanners.
Dan says there were a couple of garage cane kits, but that's about it.
I'm surprised at that because I think that would be a really, really complex build. There were lots of.
I've got no memories of it at all. But
really complex.
Is it not like a sort of Terminator exoskeleton thing, endoskeleton?
It's kind of.
And they did that as a kit, so.
It's a bit strange. It's more Ed 209 than actual RoboCop, and they used they use the brain from the bad guy who gets caught and killed.
Right.
And he's addicted to that particular drug, which they use to control it, but it ends up going haywire.
Yeah. Dan says there's a scene where an ant is dropping a human rib cage out of their anthill.
And
And
it's
Lewis, as a
it's-
shock, which none of us were expecting, says he's not seen that film.
And that's a
Um,
50s film, did he say?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look for that.
Mayhem says, okay, Lewis, what films have you seen? That'll be a shorter list. Yeah.
Has he
Uh,
actually
it's-
seen any sort of
World
sci-fi?
War II films and Frozen. That's
He's
the-
sci-fi. He's watched the Star Trek ones. I know the last 3.
Right,
Oh.
it's like Next Generation.
The Return of Darkness or something. Yeah.
Right, got you.
I know he's dabbled with the Star Trek, and he was watching that Picard on Amazon. Is it?
Right.
Yeah.
So he dabbles. It's just not the Star Wars side of it,
No,
unfortunately.
but it's getting there. It's pop culture. It's all
I'll
right.
tell you
It's
what, I
something.
highly recommend Firefly. Watch Firefly. It's fantastic. It's
Firefly.
basically kind of like cowboy smugglers in space.
It's Cowboys in Space. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
brilliant. It's really, really good. The cast's brilliant. The humour's great. It's superb.
I'll have to have a nosy for that one.
It's very good. There's a film called Serenity, but that makes much more sense, much better sense if you watch the Firefly series first.
Mm-hmm.
He says he's watched all the Star Trek films.
Sorry.
How many? That'd be the question. How many Star Trek films have you watched?
All
then,
two of them.
Dan says brown coats forever. Absolutely.
Good man.
Shiny. Right. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Yes. Yes.
I'm
yes,
not a big Serenity fan.
Are you not? No?
I just
Oh,
think
I
it was
love
sad.
I mean, the whole thing with Wash in Serenity, that's heartbreaking. It's terrible. It is. Even now, when I hear that joke, you know, how does a Reaver clean its spear? You know, it still makes me sad. It makes me laugh and
Yeah,
it makes me
but-
cry at the same
yeah.
time. But yeah, leaf on the wind. Poor old Wash. But it's just really, really good. It's great. But Serenity.
Dan
you've
says
got to
there's
watch
comics
the
that
series
continue
to
the
get
story.
through
I'd
it.
heard that there were a few comics, but I didn't know it was an ongoing, continuous thing. I might have to.
I knew there were some comics, but I didn't know it was still ongoing.
Yeah, Mr. I'm not a fan of the idea of comics because to me they're just picture books for adults.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
some of them are quite
what's your
good.
problem with that?
That's
It's
just I like written word stories.
But it's got
Like
words in them as well.
proper grown-up books.
If you look at something like, I mean, you can enjoy it for the art as well as the story, and especially if you look at some manga, that's even better because the stories are great.
Yeah, but you have to read them backwards.
You do, yes.
Really?
Yeah, it's because Japanese. They read from the back. They read the opposite.
Oh, we do, don't we? Yeah.
And the manga comics are the same. You start from the back and read that way.
Oh no, I must admit. I
So if you
prefer
didn't know
proper
that, you pick one up and think, oh, I haven't got a clue what's going on here as you're walking. No idea.
Don't, Dan, don't. You'll have us crying. Don't.
You're going to get us all in tears. It's just, oh. No, I love Firefly.
Malcolm says films are just really fast comic books for adults.
Yeah.
Thanks, Malcolm.
Yeah.
No, I must admit, I prefer like a really good fiction book because it's like I can sort of then picture it all in my head, and it's like as I'm reading it, it's like I can picture it all the scenes coming
Yeah.
out. It sort of takes it out with the comics. Like, well, it's all there for you. There's no imagination with it.
Yeah, but I think it just works for some genres better than others, though, because if you got something like I don't know, X-Men, just for example, like superhero kind of thing, I think that works better as a comic because the characters are drawn as the creator intended them to be, rather than trying to describe them in a book. See, I've never got on with sci-fi books. I borrowed a couple of Star Trek ones way back when Next Gen started. and there were loads of Star Trek books, and a friend loaned me a couple. And I got about halfway through one, and I just couldn't get on with it because you're trying to imagine things that you're used to seeing on a screen that are not things. You know, when you read a fiction book that talks about things that you know, you can picture them and you can imagine them. But with sci-fi or with superhero stuff, I think it's kind of better to see them as the intended.
Kidar's here and saying the comic industry is falling apart. It doesn't surprise me. I think there's a lot of comics that have been done digitally now as well, which you can read them on iPads and things and on, you know, through the internet, and that works. I don't mind that so much. Having big piles of books is great, but when you can have the same big pile of books in your hand, and if the screen's big enough, if you're watching on an iPad, then it's basically comic book sized, and you can just scroll through it and pick it up and put it down, and it's there. So I think that's a way to go.
It is. About Lewis's biggest argument is he treated me to a Kobo one year.
Right.
It's like, because he knows I like reading, so it's like, I'll buy you a Kobo, can have all your books on this Kobo. But yeah, it's like I still go out and buy the paper book version because I like the feel of a book in my hand. So it's like the bookcase just getting fuller.
But I can say from experience that laying in bed and nodding off and a Kindle falling on your face is much less painful than a hardback that thing.
Yeah.
I don't understand people that fall asleep
You've
while
also
they're
not
doing
got
things.
that problem where if you roll from side to side to read, you've got like with a book, if you've got a book that thick and you're part way in, you've got one heavy side and one light side.
Yeah.
And you want to read it, it's just so Kindle's great for that. I love the Kindle.
Dan says WOTW is one of my favourites. Is that War of the Worlds?
First thing that popped in my
Yeah,
head.
because Ghost Riders, I say War of the Worlds up there. So I'm assuming that was. Are we talking about book or film or TV or radio series?
There was another something of the week for Colin.
Lewis says, I've also seen the pilot episode of Star Trek, the original series with Captain Pike.
And he even knows the captain's name. Well done, Lewis.
You're slowly going up there, Lewis.
What's the captain's name? And he's, well done.
Yeah.
So why have you never built any Star Trek ships?
Kiddo says the smell of a book magic. Yeah, there is that, but the convenience does trump it for me, I must admit. I mean, I've got a massive library of books. I haven't bought any paper books for a little while, but yeah, I still have a collection of them. But I mean, I've got the complete set of Terry Pratchett novels, which we've talked about before. One of which is signed by himself. You couldn't do that on a digital version.
Oh gosh, no.
No, you can't do that with a Kindle. No. Well, you see, I've actually got my Terry Pratchett ones. Although I did stop buying them in paperback eventually, but the ones that I've got, I saved the ones that are signed. I went to a signing in when it was in Meadow Hall one year when we still lived down there. I did save those, and the others got donated when I cleared out the bookshelves. But when I lived with my ex, we had like 3 6-foot bookshelves, and they were heaving. All 3 shelves were double stacked.
Oh, that sounds like heaven.
It was crazy. Well, I mean, we both loved to read, and there were that many. And when she went, I wanted to declutter badly, so I took all of her books. She was into fantasy books, like sort of Game of Thrones and all those. The kind of books that started off as trilogies and ended up being like 10 books long.
Yeah.
She's still reading one, which was a trilogy. And I think she's on something like book 11, which has just come out or something like that. But anyway, it was craziness. But I took all those out, put them all in boxes for her, and off they went to her. And I thinned it down to a bookshelf and a half. Probably a bookshelf and just over a bookshelf and a half of mine. And I then thinned that down. That was like 1 double stacked and 1 half full. And I thinned that down, so I've now got a bookshelf which is full of all the ones that I wanted to save. Some books that I couldn't get on Kindle, some that like my James Bond books, which I collected throughout the years. So I like to keep all those, and the Terry Pratchett ones and various ones. And I do occasionally buy a book every now and again, but I do tend to prefer Kindle if I can get it on Kindle. And it's quicker and easier. If you see a review for a book and you think, oh, that sounds great, go into the Kindle store and boom, there it is. It's fantastic.
I can see the uses for it, absolutely.
Lewis says he wants to build an Enterprise D in 1350, but I can't find one. There is a reason for that, as Dan does say, because it would be quite big. It's yeah.
Build a ride-on one for the kids.
So encourage him spinning.
A motorized 1350th Enterprise D. That would be amazing.
Beyond Hope says, how good's anyone's French? I found a pic of the back of the Robocop artwork magazine. Yeah, I've seen a few pictures of bits and someone's put them up through it. I couldn't understand much of it.
No, my French is...
It didn't seem to say anything about scale, which worried me. Beyond Hope says, no, that was that. Graham says, turning a page in a real book is one of life's great pleasures, but the Kindle is convenient.
No, absolutely. It's nice because it's I've got the Amazon book, the Kindle books on my phone, and it's nice because I've got 10 minutes before I get the kids outside school gates. Right, I can read about a couple of pages. Right, time to go, kids, and it is so convenient. Yeah. But it's just reminded myself of the convenience, like paperback, Kindle, paperback.
I do. One thing I do miss with a Kindle is you can't physically see how close to the end you are. And sometimes it's been late at night and I'm reading it and I'm like, shall I read a bit more? No, I've got to. And
but my Kindle tells me.
You find out there's only one chapter left and you think, oh, I could have finished that last night.
My Kindle tells me across the top of the screen where it says how much battery I got left. It says the percentage way through the book and how long until the end of the chapter.
Yeah, because mine is at the bottom. Sorry, yes.
It actually gives you, like, it's going to be 3 minutes. At your current reading speed, you'll be 3 minutes till the end of the chapter.
No, mine's an old Kindle keyboard.
Real books don't do that.
It's like the second... mine's like the second generation Kindle keyboard. And it gives you the percentage progress bar at the bottom. But it doesn't actually tell you how
mine's a few years old, but it's one that's got the proper paper effects in it and the light, like backlight type thing. So it's very convenient. Ghost Rider says you can't kill a spider with a Kindle. Yes, you can.
You can. Yeah. It's not good for the screen. Neither is sitting on it, as I discovered. But
Beyond Hope says the back page does mention scale. It's I don't know, taily.
Does it say what scale it is?
What scale does it say then? You can't just tell us it tells us the scale and then not tell us the scale. That's just rude. Lewis would love to see pics of Graham. I don't know why. Why
would you want to see pictures?
No. What you do in your own private time is entirely up to you. You can't get a paper cut on a Kindle? You probably can.
True.
The French trial is through Altair, who seem to be linked with D'Agostini. So, it's D'Agostini, they're generally very good with artworks when they eventually bring them out. It'll come out eventually.
So they're more likely to bring it out than Hachette with the Iron Man. That's something.
D'Agostini's the Iron Man.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So it'd probably take just as long as this one.
Eventually. It says that's why I need a French translator. I can't understand the rest of it. Has it not got numbers on it? Numbers are universal.
Can you not get a Google Translate app where you sort of show it and it tells you?
Yeah, I'm sure there is. But, it doesn't really matter. You don't want to get too invested in it because it might never happen.
Yeah. True enough, but I reckon that.
Lewis says you can't use a Kindle as a toilet roll. Yes, you can. No, you probably can't.
No. Mixed up my books.
So you can't use books as toilet roll either. Ethel bought a book years ago, 104 minced meals. Last night I opened it for the first time.
That could be either really interesting or really, really boring, because it could just be just a bunch of ordinary recipes and then say at the end, put it in a blender.
Blend it. Does it blend? Yeah. Mayhem says smartphone, Google Lens, instant translation.
thought it was
Yes,
cool.
Google Translate I use for that. Yeah. The Mirror of the Sun, best bog roll out there. Has there been another toilet roll shortage?
We've
They
seen
reported
less.
it, but I haven't noticed it myself.
I've not seen any shortages, but we did have toilet roll shortages up here, but it wasn't as bad as like the rest of the country was showing their shelves.
Yeah, well,
But
they were saying it's all bad
shop
and toilet roll and pasta's
restricted.
running out, but I went in the shop and there wasn't. They still had everything, but
I know they've restricted a load of purchases at certain shops, haven't they? And I remember there was a huge thing about some 24-hour garages who doubled the price of the toilet roll when the first shortages happened. So you've got people, going to the 24-hour garages because the supermarkets were all sold out and they were paying a fortune for toilet rolls. Crazy.
Ian says, what part work are we talking about? There was a picture of the RoboCop trial run in France. So it's, not an actual part work yet. It's still only a trial run, and it was only in France. So whether or not it's actually going to make it here in trial run or any format, we'll have to wait and see. But Lewis is saying that you have to wait till you get halfway through your Pratchett book. You'll find out what he's been using for toilet paper. But Kidar says, digital media and ownership in an era of censorship worries me. It does worry me to a degree, the whole ownership of stuff. But I don't know. I mean, if you've got it on your Kindle, then it's in your Amazon cloud library thing. So in theory, even if your house burns down, you'd lose your actual books. No way of getting them back without buying them again. Whereas the digital thing, it's there forever.
It remains in your Amazon account, doesn't it?
I mean, a company like Amazon are not going to disappear. I felt the same way about digital video and films, in that I'd like to have the DVD, and watch it with Blu-ray, but discs do have a shelf life. They're not going to last forever. And if you use something like Amazon, then they're big enough that they're not just going to disappear overnight like some smaller businesses might.
And the Amazon thing's handy because I did accidentally delete a book off my Kindle. I was halfway through it and I was clearing out a load of samples because you can download a sample to try, and I was clearing out a load of samples and I deleted a book that I was halfway through. I was like, oh crap, but just go straight back into your library and re-download it again. And because you've already paid for it, it's
and they already know you're halfway through, so it'll go back to the right place. And
exactly, it goes straight back to where you are. Whereas if you're reading a paper book and you drop it, you're like, oh damn, where was I? And you've got to try and guess roughly.
Yeah, well, it's the same with films or TV series. If you're watching it through Amazon Prime or whatever, I've even stopped watching it on the iPad and put it on the telly, and it's just convenient to
Yeah, that's kind of handy.
Chop and change between other things, as long as your internet connections are right, obviously. Although you can download it, so if you've got a dodgy internet and it takes you a day to watch a film, just download it and then you can watch it the next day. It's all really
a friend of mine down south who has been building his ideal tech house for a few years, and he's got a computer in the kitchen. He's got his computer with like multiple monitors in the room, and he's got a computer in one of the rooms upstairs. And he's trying to get it all set up in such a manner that he only has to walk from room to room, and it will transfer whatever he's watching to the screen in that room. Whereas at the moment, it's kind of working like that, but at the moment he's got to sort of go in and tap it through, and
it's a little bit scary when it does things like that.
It's quite cool. He's watching something in the room, needs to go into the kitchen to make a drink and start making dinner. goes into the kitchen, taps it, and it just jumps onto the monitor in there, and it carries on watching.
Oh, that is brilliant.
But it wants to get it set up so that it basically tracks him wherever he is and just jumps.
Well, it's like the one of the Iron Man films where he brings up a video on his phone and just sort of flicks it towards the telly.
Yeah.
It appears on the telly. Yeah. It's nice. I like things to be connected. It is convenient for me.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
it's fascinating.
falls down,
at the same
then,
time,
you
it
know.
kind of worries me a bit. This whole sort of visibility everywhere, cameras everywhere, and all this kind of thing. Alexa, I mean, oh, no, she freaks me out. I don't like her.
yeah, but well, now you've said the name, she's probably
Yeah, I'm just getting ready to mute him.
Now I've said that, I was like, all of the viewers are going, no, Alexa, no, sure.
You've done it again, no. That's why I use an earpiece, so it's not talking to the one in the room here. It's fine. Athel's got to go, as his leg is agony tonight. So good night, all. Good night, Athel. Hope your leg gets better.
Good night.
It's
Take
all that
care.
prune juice. That's what does it. It's not good for you. Lewis would love to watch a movie in a bedroom, then walk into the living room. You
Well, that's a
can.
bit hard considering we don't have tellies in our bedrooms. So how are you going to work that one?
I think he's carrying the telly around with him. That's how I picture it with Lewis.
I'm not surprised now you said that.
He needs one of those. I nearly got my son one as a gag thing because he was on his phone all the time. And you can get this thing that's like a moldable neck strap, and it goes over your shoulders and round, and you can bend it up and clamp your phone in it, so it's sat there, stood in front of you like that. And because at one point my son was like trying to get him off his phone and off YouTube to do something was a nightmare. And I was going to get him one as a bit of a gag thing one Christmas, but I thought if I get him that, he will actually use it. And
God, yeah.
But you get it in a hat.
This phone
You want it in a hat that's just got the arm that comes over the top. Then it wouldn't get in the way of doing stuff. Oh dear. Right. I think that's about it for the night. Actually, we'll end on a high note, shall we?
Not a problem.
So I'll try my buttons and see if I can make things happen. But to do that, I've got to get rid of both of you. Now, as ever, I'll remove you from the stream, but you're welcome to hang around in the background, and I'll come back to you for a little while afterwards. But if you do go, then you go. That's fine. But there we go. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, not a problem. Thank you very much, Chris.
We'll see you again another time for something. You've got tomorrow night?
Me and Jacqueline for Friday Gem at 8 o'clock on my channel on Dexterous Crafter.
Cool. We shall see you there then.
Night.
And Spid, thank you very much for popping in and joining me.
Thank you for having me. And
how was the food anyway? We didn't ask.
It was very nice. It was nothing exciting. It was just a pasta ready meal thing, which throw in the oven, stab the top, throw it in the oven, and yeah, it was nice.
It does the job, doesn't it?
It's like a lasagna but with pasta tubes.
Right. So thank you for joining me. I shall see you soon.
See you later.
And then there was me. Yes. Tomorrow is Friday. Yes, because it's Thursday today. I shall be, all things being well, popping over to the Team Inept channel at 6:15 tomorrow night to play a little bit more, or to watch Katie play a little bit more of The Room VR, the game that we started playing earlier in the week. So if you want to catch up the story, you've got to go and watch that on the Team Inept channel. But we'll be doing some more of it tomorrow. As far as I know, Fox is doing his Fallout Friday before that, so he should be finished at 6. So at 6:15, come and watch this. Other than that, Sunday, as I say, either me or Ted, or me and Ted, Ted, or a combination of the two, will probably be around in the evening time. And then after that is the next week. So we've got e-models and stuff and making things and doing stuff. So I can try and press my button and see if it makes things work properly. If it does, and everything's worked tonight, then this is how the format is going to work going forwards. So thank you all for joining me this evening. Let me remove my name thing, because I don't need the display name, because you know it's me. And that will get in the way when I start pressing buttons in a minute. So thank you all for joining me this evening. I shall see you soon for more of the same and other different things. Yeah, that's about it. Good night. See you soon. Bye bye.